Hey guys, RigoDX here. So I'm back with my part 2 of the foil grading video. So in this video I'll be grading the reverse units and the other grade 3 units in BT13. So yeah, let's get started. Firstly I'll go through the scales of all the units. As you can see, I don't have every single card here, so I might be using pictures. But yeah, so okay, firstly, clean up Celestial Ramiro Reverse. So her skill is choose up to 3 of your units in your front row and they get power plus 5k, so your whole entire front row gets plus 5k including your Vanguard. If you have this unit in your damage zone, choose up to 1 card from your opponent's damage zone, put it into their drop zone, and your opponent chooses one of his rear guards and put it into his damage zone. So in order to do this, you have to choose up to 2 of your rear guards with Celestial in its name and lock them. So yeah, it has no cost, but there's locking. So yeah, Celestial reversed. Next would be for the reverse units. Deadliest Beast Deity Ethics Buster Reverse. I personally think his art is really nice. Reminds me of a Gundam. But yeah, his skill is Limit Break 4, Counterblast 2, choose 2 cards with Beast Deity in his card name from my hand and discard them, and choose up to 2 Nova Grappler rear guards and lock them. And this unit gets, at the close step of the battle that this unit attacks a Vanguard, stand this unit. So this unit can only be used once per turn. And second skill is if you have Ethics Buster in your soul, gets plus 2k. Yeah. Oh yeah, for this one, if you have the other non-reverse Ramiro, you also get plus 2k. Next is Dark Dimensional Robo Darusha Reverse. So his skill is Limit Break 4, Counterblast 1, choose 2 of your rear guards with Dimensional Robo in their names and lock them. And yeah, choose one of your opponent's Vanguard and it gets minus 10k. And yeah, so it can only be used once per turn. So yeah. So second skill is if Super Dimensional Robo Darusha is in the soul, it gets plus 2k. So all the cross rights. Next up for the reverse units, we have Kyto Reverse, I believe. Yeah, so Ice Prison, Hades Emperor Kyto Reverse. So his skill Limit Break 4, put 3 cards from the top of the deck into your drop zone. So you mill 3 cards and choose one of your Grand Blue rear guards and lock it. After that, choose one of your Grand Blues from your drop zone, call it the rear guard circle, and that unit gets power plus 3k. Second skill is you have a card named Ice Prison Necromancer Kyto in your soul, Kyto in your soul, get plus 2k. So yeah. Okay, now for the other grade 3 units. Oh wait, I forgot about one last one. Yeah, this is one card that I do not have on me currently. So because I did this video kind of late, I think, where I sold some of my cards already. So yeah, next would be this guy. I don't know if you can see. Yep, so Leopard Reverse, the next one. School Punisher Leopard Reverse. Limit Break 4, choose one of your Great Nature rear guards and lock it. Choose up to 2 of your Great Nature rear guards and those units get power plus 8k. Those units gets power plus 4k, so plus 8k to 2 different units in total. And they also get the skill during your end phase, retire that unit, and the skill as well. During your end phase, when this unit is put into the drop zone, you may call this unit to an open rear guard. So yeah, it basically is an upgraded version of Leopard skill. So yeah, if Leopard is in the soul, it gets plus 2k as well. So now moving on to the other grade 3 units, the non-reverse ones. So firstly we have Strongest Beast Deity Ethics Buster Extreme. I don't list him under the reverse units because he is a cross-right though, but no, he's not reversed. So yeah, skill is Limit Break 4. When this unit drive checks a grade 1 or greater unit with Beast Deity in his card name, so as long as it's not a trigger, choose one of your Nova Grappler rear guards and stand it. So yeah, if you have a card named Beast Deity Ethics Buster in your soul, you get plus 2k. Same with Extreme. Same with Reverse, I mean. Next up, this really strong card. Yeah, this guy. Yeah, I used to have a few copies of him, but yeah, I sold it away. So yeah, so Limit Break 4, Soul Blast 1 card name with Star Vader in its name, and during your opponent's end phase, when one of your opponent's lock card is unlocked, you may pay the cost and retire that unit and draw a card. So for one Soul Blast, you get to retire your opponent's unit and draw a card. Incredibly OP. Yeah, and you can stack this skill, so yes, it's pretty good. Next we have his second skill is Counterblast 1, cards with Star Vader in his name, so a special Counterblast. Choose a card with Star Vader in his card name for your hand and discard it, and you can choose one of your opponent's regards and lock it. So this ability cannot be used for the rest of the turn, so it can only be used once. So yep, yeah, that's it for this guy's skill. Star Vader Chaos Breaker Dragon. Next up we have another one of my favorites, Blue Wave Dragon, Tetra Drive Dragon. So yeah, his skill is Limit Break 4. At the beginning of the close step of the battle, that this unit attacks a Vanguard. If it's the second battle of that turn, this unit gets the skill Counterblast 2 and choose 2 Aqua Force from your hand and discard them. At the beginning of the close step, where this unit when your rearguard attacks a Vanguard, if it is the 4th battle of that turn, you may pay the cost, and if you do, stand the Vanguard. So yes, it has an incredibly good skill. And his second skill is Counterblast 1, it gets plus 2k, for those pushes. So yeah, Tetra Drive Dragon. Next up we have the Nubutama Grade 3. So yeah, this guy, okay, don't know if you can see. Yeah, so Shura Stealth Dragon, I think it's Kabuki Kongo, I think it's how you pronounce his name, I'm not too sure. But yeah, his skill is Limit Break 4, Counterblast 1, and when this unit attacks a Vanguard, after paying the cost, bind all of your opponent's rearguards face up, and if the number of cards in your opponent's bind zone is 3 or more, this unit gets power plus 10k until the end of the battle. So at the end of the turn, your opponent puts all those cards that were bound with the effect into his or her hand. So yeah, basically takes away intercepts, I guess, if you attack first. So yeah, second skill is the same as Tetra Drive, Counterblast 1 plus 2k. And lastly, for the Grade 3s, which would be the double rare as well, which yeah, it's Cobalt Wave Dragon. Skill is Limit Break 4. When one of your rearguard attacks the Vanguard, if the 3rd battle of that turn or more, this unit gets power plus 2001 crit. And when this unit attacks the Vanguard, if it's the 4th battle of that turn or more, this unit gets power plus 5k until the end of the battle. So I think the maximum you can reach is 19k 3 criticals. So I guess that's kind of okay. Yeah. So with a Dorothea, it will be 29k to 3 crits. It's kind of like a what's the guy Gauntlet Buster Dragon, so called, those that can stack crits. So yeah, but his skill is really easy to knock off. So yeah. Okay, so that's it for the skills of these guys. So first, the reverse units. I'll be grading them in terms of skill first, and secondly I'll be grading them in terms of after they have break ridden. So yeah, in first place, I think that he deserves a first place spot. So the Yusha Reverse, after his skill, even though it costs quite a lot, it kind of takes away an additional 30k from your opponent, an additional 30k shield. So because each of your attacks are doing 10k more. So yeah, that's pretty good. I think it's worthy of a first place. Secondly would be Ethics Buster Reverse. So yeah, any unit that can stand itself, it's pretty good, especially since it gives you another twin drive. So yeah, Ethics Buster Reverse isn't that bad of a card, so second place. So in third place, in my opinion, will be Leopard Reverse. So she gives the whole entire front row plus 5k, and if you are playing against a opponent that is not using Angel Feathers, so if your opponent is can't play with the damage zone, it kind of discards a card as well, because it switches a card in your opponent's damage zone for one in your opponent's field, and yeah, and it discards the card in the damage zone. So yeah, it's pretty good, especially against, as long as you can plus 5k to each of the front row rear guards, and you can discard a unit, so yeah, it's not that bad. I'm also considering the fact that it's pretty easy to get a specific card into the damage zone, since you're playing Celestials. So yeah. Next up would be give me a moment. Yeah, so next up would be Leopard Reverse. Okay, yeah. So Leopard Reverse, his skill isn't that bad. I just find that it's a bit too. It does give an added pressure, because plus 4k to 2 columns. But I think that this plus 4k isn't that much of a boost. So if it was a plus 5, I think it would be much better. But as a plus 4, it's pretty weak on its own. It doesn't give any buffs to himself, so he just buffs up his rear guards. So yeah, that's why I think he's 4th place. So yeah, Leopard Reverse is in 4th. And finally, the last reverse unit, Kyto Reverse. So yeah, he's in 5th place because lock 1 and superior core unit and gets plus 3k. That skill, it's okay, I guess. I mean, you can lock 1 unit and you can call a unit to replace it in a way. But yeah, if your field is pretty good, then his skill is practically useless. So yeah, I think he's in 5th place. So this is my opinions based on their skills alone. But if we were to change it with add in a break ride, so like after these units are break ridden, I would change the order in a bit. So I'll probably put Ethics Buster Reverse first, Reverse Erisha second, Leopard will be 3rd, and Leopard will be 4th, followed by Kyto, which would be 5th. So let me explain why I graded it in this way. Ethics Buster Reverse, if you combine it with your break ride, Ethics Buster, you can attack for 8 times in that turn. So first, let's say this is the Vanguard, and these are the 2 rear guards. So first attack, second attack, Vanguard attacks, stand 2, cross our Ethics Buster skill, then using the effect of Ethics Buster Reverse, stand him. So they attack again, he attacks now, and they both stand once again. So after they attack again, there is pretty much 8 attacks. So yeah, I find that really pressurizing. So yeah, with Ethics Buster, I think that he has a pretty good skill. So yeah, 1st place. This guy with Daikaiser, not Daikaiser, Daikaiser. So anything with Daikaiser is pretty good, but it does count on your luck. So I guess it's okay, but I'm looking at it in terms of original Saber Zero. So with him and original Saber Zero, your opponent reaches some powers of negative. So if you have 11k Vanguard, your opponent is -4, I think. -4, and yeah. So even if your opponent is a cross ride, he's still -2. So yeah, that's pretty good. Knocking off 15k shield each for each of your attacks. So it's wasting your opponent's 45k shield. So in total. So yeah, second place. Third place will be Leopard Reverse. Leopard Reverse coupled with Techno skill is pretty good. So with his skill, Techno skill, which requires you to discard one unit after its skill, you can revive that unit, and additionally there will be a plus 16k for each like in that turn. Most likely plus 12k to the same guy and plus 4 to another rearguard. So yeah, that's usually the case. So yeah, he's pretty good with Techno, and the ending part you get to revive your units while drawing a card. So yeah, it's not that bad. Next up would of course be Saber Reverse. When coupled with the Break Ride, I guess it does work pretty well. If you have some units you need to swap out, stuff like that. So yeah, so fourth place. It works okay, that's why I just put it in the fourth place. And lastly, Kyto Reverse, which is still in fifth place. With Night Mist skill, it does superior call 2 units, and with his skill it superior calls another one. But what I feel is that with his skill it's kind of hard to get a good. I mean you can get a good feel, but it does determine on what is in your drop zone, and it also determines on how well you can find units. So by locking one unit you can get 3 units in a way, but I still find that might be a little too weak. Maybe it's like a one turn push kind of thing, but after it's gone. So yeah, it's kind of sad. So yeah, 5th place for him. Okay, next up would be the grade 3 units. So for these grade 3 units there will be 5 as well. Oh, give me a moment. Oh, I actually found my Chaos Breaker Dragons. Yeah, so it actually was inside my album, I just didn't see it just now. So yeah, for the grade 3 units, so for the grade 3 units, which are 5, there's 5 of them. How I would grade it is in this way. So first I would grade Tetra Drive Dragon. I think he's much better. He's a really good, as long as like I said, as long as the Vanguard can stand, it's pretty good. And his skill is pretty easy to do as well. And yeah, so Tetra Drive Dragon, he does pack a lot of punch, and yeah, I think he might do well. I mean he will do well. Yeah, I've been playing him, so I do have a Tetra Drive deck, so I've been playing him a lot, and yeah, his skill is really useful. So yeah, 1st place. 2nd place, which would be this OP Link Joker dude, Star Vader Chaos Breaker Dragon. The fact that you can now discard units that you have locked is really good, and yeah, it just wreaks havoc on your opponent. So yeah, 2nd place. 3rd place would be Strongest Beast Deity Ethics Buster Extreme. The fact that if you do not get a trigger, you get to stand your units is pretty cool, and yeah, so it does help a lot. It's possible to stand your front row again, and yeah, so 3rd place. 4th place would be the Nubutama guy. What's his name? I think Habuki Kongo. Yeah, this guy. So yeah, he's 4th place because his skill isn't too bad. You get to bind all your opponent's units and take away their interceptors. Yeah, and he gets plus 10k as well. So normally you might think that, oh wow, with all this binding it's pretty useless, but there are certain units, like the starter, that can retire rearguards, so retire bind rearguards. So yeah, that's kind of how the deck runs. So yeah, And lastly, in 5th place, Cobalt Wave, which I find that they actually should have put a better unit. Cobalt Wave isn't that great. Without a Dorothy, if it's just attacking on its own, it's like 19. If you know, if all your stuff are met. So if you're 15k guys, it's an easy 2 pass. So yeah, it's pretty weak, but I guess it's still alright. So with coupled with the brake rides, my decision won't be any different, other than the fact that I'll probably put switch Cobalt Wave and Kabuki Kongo's positions. Because Tetra Drive coupled with Transcore, since you can attack twice, will make your opponent drop 2 cards from his hand instead of 1. Chaos Breaker Dragon coupled with what's that guy's name? Infinite Zero Dragon. He can bind 2 units, lock 2 units. With his skill with bind, he locks an additional 1. And with a Soul Blast 3, you can retire all 3 of them. So yeah, pretty useful. With Ethics Buster Extreme though, I find it a bit weird. Because if he works with Ethics Buster, then he can only stand rear guards. So I guess it's pretty good, as you can create good columns with him. But if you want to go for more attacks, this guy isn't going to help that much. So Cobalt Wave Dragon is now bumped up to 4th, because with Transcore skill he isn't too bad. He attacks for 29 with 3 crits, and if your opponent has to drop a card, so yeah, it's kind of deadly late game. And lastly would be Kabuki Kongo, which totally I think does not match the rate, right? Because you're still gonna bind 1 card, and you're still gonna bind all your opponent's rear guards anyway. So adding another card from your opponent's hand to the bind zone isn't really much of a difference. As the only good thing I guess is that you get to, I think, is it draw a card? Yeah, I think you get to draw a card. So that's the only good thing that happens, I guess. So yeah, that's it for my foil grading video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope this gives you some insight. And Kabuki, the break ride actually discards a card from your opponent's hand instead of you drawing a card. So yeah, my mistake. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope it helps you in forming your decks, and yeah, hope to give you some insight into the world of BT13 Vanguard. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.